Right, still here at the ACG New York Healthcare Conference, the 12th annual. The closing keynote is going on right now. Some fantastic speakers that we've had already. Folk on the panel right now are just stellar. And in and amongst that crowd, I find another stellar gentleman walking the halls. Here we have Phil Dubinsky,
Thank you for
President
the
and CEO of CFO Thoroughbred.
No, actually,
Thoroughbred
CFO.
There you go. Well, we got that syntax wrong, but here we go. Nice to meet with you again.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I thought, well, find out a little bit more about yourself, your firm, how it incepted, and then we'll go on from there.
Yeah. So my firm, which I founded, Thoroughbred CFO, is a specialty CFO placement firm in the middle market, focusing on placing the best fit CFOs for portfolio companies backed by private equity investors all over the country. And healthcare is very hot, and so a lot of our CFO searches are tied to the M&A game, which it's been very robust.
Yep.
And right now, healthcare services, health tech, physician practice management is a very hot area for private equity investors. And
Absolutely.
95% of the time, they need a special kind of CFO, and that's where we come in.
Let's go back, Phil.
Sure.
What got you into this, finding the right, for any firm, whatever industry, whatever sector, whatever it may be, it's the human capital that is most important. What got you into this game?
Been in the recruiting business for 24 plus years.
Wow.
And around 12 years ago, starting going to ACG events like this, and would speak to a lot of mid-market private equity investors and ask them about their CFO needs. And the one overwhelming common denominator they would all say is, hey Phil, when we make a platform acquisition, what the entrepreneur owner of the business that's selling the business to us, what he or she calls a CFO, we don't call a CFO.
Yeah.
At best, it's a light controller. So kept hearing that, and the light bulb went off and started Thoroughbred CFO about 9 years ago.
How has the process changed, Phil? Has it got easier, and is there more of a talent pool in the marketplace out there? It's obviously, we're enveloped by people all around us, but how has the process changed?
Technology, for example, LinkedIn is a good thing, but it's also a little bit of a disruptive technology for firms like ours. But that being said, there's always a need to vet the right candidates, and the private equity professionals are busy closing deals and really don't have the time to vet the candidates and do their diligence. And they do get some referrals from the law firms and the accounting firms, but in life you generally get what you pay for.
Absolutely.
And but I would say that given the labor market we're in right now, the dynamics have changed. So when we had our recession in 2008 and Lehman Brothers went out of business, the supply demand, there was a lot more CFOs available than there were opportunities, and now it's the reverse. In fact, some of our CFOs right now are, given the labor market, 2-3 offers at the same time. So
unbelievable.
It's an interesting time.
Now, there are a few firms out there, I won't mention their names, they do what you do, but how do you differentiate yourself, Phil, from them? And they're a little bit more behemoth, you would say, but that doesn't mean that they're best.
No, listen, there's a lot of good firms out there. We've carved out a niche in the middle market. Everybody defines middle market differently. The lower middle market, and we're more of a boutique firm. And what I've found over the years is that a lot of the middle market PE firms. So we're not placing CFOs for Bain Capital or Apollo.
Right.
They have so many resources. We're focusing more on the middle market, lower middle market, who, for example, some of the PE firms, they don't have a director of human resources. They don't have any internal recruiting. So they like to outsource it, and they like the personal hand-holding, to answer your question. They like the fact that although I do have a staff who's doing headhunting and research and finding a lot of candidates, the buck stops here, if you will. So the PE deal makers like the fact they have my cell phone, they can call me on a Saturday morning. Usually, as you know, the PE firms in New York, Connecticut, Philadelphia, they're acquiring businesses all over the country. While Skype is a good technology, I'm sure you'll agree with me that nothing replaces face-to-face, eye-to-eye. So we travel to the city where the portfolio company is located, to meet with the president of the portfolio company, learn about the culture, the office environment, and then cultivate relationships with the local CFOs.
Fantastic.
And obviously, coming back to New York to report back to the PE investors in New York.
I'm very glad, in and amongst all of that, you've mentioned ACG and your affiliation with it. What got you into the fray in the first place?
Just initially learning that the ACG events are tied to the mergers and acquisition marketplace, and just having the opportunity to go to the events, learn interesting and relevant, timely information that's affecting the M&A market. And then, for example, on a night like tonight, being able to go to an event like this where I have to admit I'm not a bourbon drinker, but
that's all right. You can give it a go.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Take it for the team. So I've gone to ACG events all over the United States, and I have to say it's been a positive experience.
No, and look, your name is brandished around. Why? Because you're so proactive with the group, and I guess that helps in your remit and what you do. So I'm glad that we're a platform out there that enables you to do your job, and it certainly should be for everyone else in the fray.
Yeah.
I know you sit on the programming committee as well, don't you?
Yeah, and there's been added value for that for me as well. Being able to recruit speakers who have expertise to speak about a particular topic in private equity. Recently, I was involved with a deal sourcing panel that
yes, absolutely,
got very good feedback. So it's an opportunity for me to get clients or private equity clients involved, and they generally are very receptive and they like speaking on panels.
No, so it's fantastic. Look, the premise of ACG is very much to envelop our crowd of members with concierge networking, but beyond that is to promote best practice, thought leadership, knowledge and intelligence across the middle market. And we thank you, Phil, for the service that you do on the programming committee.
My pleasure.
Long may you continue what you're doing, sir. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers for being here.
Appreciate your time.
It's time for a drink.
All right. Let's go for some bourbon.
Yeah.